Here, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, hood rat bitches,
Pod
babies,
folk.
pod folk. Welcome, goddammit, welcome
Welcome
to the Jason Podcast. It's your boy Sincere Da Vinci,
This is your boy Jay Hunnit.
and this is the Jason Podcast.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, brother? How was your week?
It's been a true rat race, to be exact or technical. You know, Thursday I leave to DR, so I have to leave a lot of things done, before I leave, and I have to
You're
make
gonna be
sure.
gone for like 4 months.
No, actually, I've only been doing 15-day trips every 3 months. To kind of like spread, the leisure and just spread myself basically, amongst my family and all that kind of stuff. Pause. But other than that, like I said, it's been a true rat race. I've just been running around doing a million things, making a million phone calls, just making sure things are covered, before I leave. And when I come back, they won't be as crazy, But other than that, I'm thankful to be here. You should too, pod folk.
Mm-hmm.
And let's rock.
Yeah, my week.
How about
was
you?
Cool. My week was cool. It was laid back. I spent a couple days out in Lake Ray's down at the cabin on the water.
Nice.
So I was in the woods, away from most of civilization, with some people that I care about, and just was out there kicking it, relaxing. Got back yesterday evening, and just kind of enjoyed it. Just that's my kind of thing, bro.
Of course,
that's my kind of thing. Get away from it all.
Yeah,
technology not really there. You know what I mean?
We've done fishing, where we put the phones down, we just talk, and we just fish, and
get away from all that.
We just stay away from any type of routine, basically. So I understand.
So I was in the woods for a couple of days in the cabin, man, enjoying my life. And my birthday is Thursday, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna get something to eat. Just grill something.
Your birthday is actually the day that I leave. Yeah.
So I'm probably just gonna do something like maybe go out to eat. There's a place that is showing the original Black Panther film with Chadwick and everything, but they're doing it with a live orchestra.
Nice.
I might go there and do that. So
that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. While y'all here listening, go get some Jason merch. Go get you some merch. Go do it.
Merch.
Hey, go get you some. Hey,
get that merch.
You can look at the IG page, look at the Facebook page. You can grab you some. Make it happen. Make it happen.
And it's not expensive.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think in comparison to a lot of merch that I've seen, our merch is at really, really comfortable prices. So
yeah. Also,
people, go get that.
Don't forget, listen, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Like all that great stuff. First off, I hate to start the show like this. It seems like we start the show like this every week. But I want to say, rest in peace to Anthony Johnson. Y'all might remember him as Ezel from Friday.
Yeah.
He passed away today at the age of 56 years old.
Too young.
Another
brother
lost way too early. So I want to start with that. Rest in peace, Anthony Johnson. Rest in peace.
Condolences,
Yeah, so
to his family, at this moment in time.
That's where we're gonna start. All right, so you know what? Let's start with this should be good. Anthony, wait, hold on. No, we're not gonna start there. Let's start with Fat Joe.
Okay.
Fat Joe and Ja Rule did their verses in the past week. Did you watch it at all? Any of it?
I didn't watch any of it. I read a little bit on it, and I heard from someone what happened during it as well.
I didn't watch it.
Right. The energy just wasn't the same, and
I knew Jada was going to come out. I knew they were going to perform in New York.
Of course, yeah, that was expected.
I knew that if we being real, Joe don't have the hits to go against Ja.
Nah, not really. From what I heard, it was pretty much a landslide with Ja. And I was speaking with a bunch of friends, and they was like, "Oh, what do you think?" or whatever the case is. I'm like, I think, Ja Rule is going to come out, as the champion through, the public of court opinion or court of public opinion or whatever the case is. So, I already knew that, anyone who listens to music and who was into hip hop, in the early 2000s and even in, the 2010s, you'll know right away, like who would come out on top, in terms of opinion, because it's all subjective based. But I already knew Ja Rule was gonna do his thing. I mean, Ja Rule is someone that you just can't like write off because he actually marked his own era, with his music and the hits and the transition that he made actually from like gangster rap to R&B in a sense. So
very much so.
You have to like put those things into account. And I don't want to say that 50 stole his style. I don't want to say that. I just feel like he was a heavy influence. He was definitely a heavy influence for what 50 did, after, the shooting, the unfortunate shooting that happened to him and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, that's just honestly how I feel, about it. But I
always make the joke that 50 came at Ja for being a singing, rapping ass nigga just to turn into him after he destroyed him.
Yeah, it was. I kind of saw it the same way as well. And I know a lot of people out there, including you, Pod folk, who's watching, you can't deny that truth.
And then, to me, there was never anything wrong with it, but their beef was never.
No, of course not.
Their beef was never music. Their beef was always something different.
No, it was really personal. It was really personal.
So, for me, Fat Joe has stood the test of time through the culture. He's still around after a long time. Terror Squad, if you just even thinking about just New York, think about 3 times at the Rucker won championships. Think about what he did in the streets there. Think about Pun. Think about Terror Squad. They've had records throughout every hot, movement you could think of. Whether it be, whether it be 100%, whether it be still not a player, whether you like that circle, Terror Squad has been around.
Lean back,
Yeah. Let me take you home. Like
through the times.
He's been around. He's been around for a while. He's been on it.
He's done so much for the culture. I have so much respect for Fat Joe.
He has. But Ja Rule controlled the hip hop and pop airways for years. For years.
Oh yeah.
I
think in between like 2000, I'd say either from 99 or 2000 to 2003, bro, that was Ja Rule's time. That was his peak. He was perfect cell if we're talking Dragon Ball Z right now. that was Ja Rule right there. All Ja Rule.
So I know
and I say 2003 because I believe 2003 was around the time when 50 blew up and he signed with Aftermath.
Right.
Which kind of changed things, because he was more in the forefront of things and we were able to see 50 on TV every day.
Right.
So that's why I marked that timeline more or less. Like around that time from 2000 to 2003, about 3 years, Ja Rule had it on lock. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Oh, yeah. He definitely had. He was clamping shit at that time. Also,
he might have been an influence to Drake as well and his style.
He might have. He might have. Okay. My thing with Fat Joe and Ja Rule was that there was an incident, obviously, where apparently Fat Joe was calling Ashanti and a couple of the, Charlie Baltimore, whoever he called them, a bunch of dusty bitches back there. No, not Remy. He was talking about Ja Rule.
Okay. Right. Correct.
He was talking about,
talking a little spicy. Right.
Yeah, he was talking real spicy. As if you didn't have Ashanti on your record for What's Love.
Right. One of his biggest records, obviously.
And no offense, Ashanti far from dusty, bro. Stop that.
Yeah.
Stop that. And I think he had a little mo back. He was just talking real spicy about the ladies, and a lot of the women didn't like how that went over.
And
then
it was kind of tasteless. Even if it was strategic, it was kind of tasteless.
And then Remy came out and was kind of, at Ja's neck. She was at Ja's throat a little bit, but I kind of look like people have forgotten. Like the verses when it started, you think about what the verses was before. It was Jeezy and Gucci. Like it was like these were meant to be battles.
Right, of course.
And then it kind of turned into like a celebration as it went along, like after some rebranding and so on and so forth. But this were battles. Fat Joe was the underdog, and he knew when he stepped in that ring what was happening. So he came like the underdog, and he came for a battle. I even heard that there was a like they took time for a outfit change that took too long, and
I don't know. I heard that Fat Joe, like, he needed some type of break. Like, he did that on purpose because he needed a break during the verses. So,
I don't know.
It seems like it was just, a little bit, unorganized, and
I had no interest. I didn't want to see Ja Rule with no shirt on. Like, I'm put a shirt on. Like, and then we're gonna go ahead and move out of this. Anthony Davidson and his fiancee Marlene P got married this weekend.
That's awesome. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them. I'm happy for you. Hey, Anthony, AD, welcome to the club.
Definitely.
Welcome, goddammit. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You're a married man now.
Mm-hmm.
No more hoes. Okay? No more hoes.
No.
That's all the advice I got for you.
No more hot boy summers.
No more hot boy summers. It's over for that.
Mm-mm.
It's over for that.
It's a rid of that.
It's over for that.
It's a rid of that.
Because everywhere you go, every beach you go, you take a sand with you. You heard me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's over for that.
You just have to make sure the sand that you're taking to the beach is better.
There you go.
It's there.
There you go. That's it. But on some real shit, man, all jokes aside, congratulations to you. Congratulations, Ms. Marlene. Y'all, we are happy. I've seen the pictures. It was a beautiful event. It was absolutely stunning. I am happy for you guys. So continue being great. Continue being great.
Definitely, definitely.
All right. Google's employee benefits have become public. And in case you haven't seen what Google's benefits are,
fantastic.
They are absurd.
Fantastic.
And it makes you beg.
Unprecedented.
It makes you beg the question, are more companies holding out? Can more companies do things like this? And I would have to assume places like Walmart, places like Target would easily be able to do things like Google has, but they won't. But let's just go over some of the details of Google's benefits. If someone who, first off, to be able to qualify for your benefits is not very hard. I think you have to be there over 6 months or something like that. Yeah, that's it. If you were to meet your demise while employed by Google, your spouse
pay attention, power folk.
Your spouse would continue to receive. I gotta sneeze. Let's try that.
That pepper.
Your spouse would continue to receive 50% of your salary for the next 10 years.
Isn't that fantastic?
And every one of your children will receive $1,000 a month until they are either 19 or, if they are in school, 23.
Never will you hear of any death benefits like that for any type of company, whether it be corporate America, Fortune 500, blah, 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 blah. It's unprecedented. You would never hear about death benefits like that. And me even reading these things and just thinking about it, it's just so human to do something like that, and it makes you feel like you're not only a number for a company. Yeah. That's the great thing about all of this. And I wish a lot of other companies would do basically the same thing. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But in this case, man, shout out to Google, man. I mean, kudos. I mean, they really look out for theirs.
Big facts.
They really look out for theirs. And
this just lets me know companies could do this. Like Walmart.
Of course.
Like these Amazon? Stop playing, Jeff Bezos. You can't take care of your employee, but you can take a fucking rendezvous middle of the day flight
to the
out,
fucking space.
like to space. Like, stop playing, bro. Pay these people. Take care of the people that made you this money.
Exactly.
Like, that shit crazy. But
No,
shit,
definitely.
I read that, bro, and I had to make sure I read the article twice.
Right, to make sure that everything was like what you was reading was so, yeah.
Made a nigga want to go get a 9-to-5. Ain't that about a bitch? Like,
hey, right?
Google.
Crazy.
Hire us as podcasters. We'll be the Google. We'll make podcasts just for Google.
Yeah.
Just for the people that work there. We'll talk about the niggas that work there. We'll talk about the food in the cafeteria.
We'll make their life interesting.
There you go.
One way or another.
Bang. Just like that. All right. So, where do you think Ben Simmons ends up?
Bro,
there's been a lot of
speculation and
a lot of speculation. Where do you think Ben Simmons actually, when this is all said and done, where do you think he actually ends up? Start of the season.
Well, for starters, he doesn't have any rights to where he's going to go.
No.
And he has to be traded. So, to begin, it's not going to be where he wants to go. I could guarantee that. It could be. And if I can think of a team that may be a little bit desperate and maybe wanting to offer their players or their services, to the Sixers in return, for Ben Simmons, I'm going to take a shot. I think the Sacramento Kings, because I think maybe for like Fox, maybe for like Bagley, and maybe for a few other people as well, I think they'd be willing to take a shot at Ben Simmons. If I'm a betting man, just taking a shot, I would say the Kings at this moment in time.
I like that answer because that was actually one of my two. So since you said that,
nice.
Since you said that, I'm going to go to my other team.
And just so you know, Pod folk, none of this is staged. We get on here, we have our topics ready, but we don't know what opinion we're going to come forth with. So we just wanted to let you know that. But the thing is, what happens with us, we think along the same lines. So that's why, certain things just come together when we talk.
I do not. What's happening, Brian? I do not.
Mr. Price, what's happening?
I do not believe he's going to end up anywhere on the East Coast because I believe anybody on the Eastern Conference trading for him, the Sixers would look at that as an automatic step up or helping create competition.
Right.
They're already what they would consider a top 3 team in the East.
Right.
Whether I believe it or not, they're at least talent-wise and proven as far as their playoff records go. They are at least a top 4 team in the East consistently right now, even with Ben Simmons.
Right.
They don't want to get rid of Ben Simmons and make someone who might be a 6th or 7th seed now a closer 4th or 3rd.
Correct.
And then it might come back and nothing would be worse than to come back and have Ben Simmons bite you in the ass in the playoffs. So they want to get Ben Simmons as far geographically away from Philadelphia as possible. I say you said Sacramento, which is who I thought was a really, really good, had a really good chance. The other team I see Denver.
Okay, I can see how that could make sense as well.
I see Denver because the floor is so spread. They have some pieces they can get rid of.
Correct.
And with the floor being so spread, they wouldn't have to worry about him necessarily shooting.
Well, yeah.
You have Big Boy out there. You got Joker out there.
Of course.
You have
Jamal.
Mr.
Murray.
Mm-hmm. You got a couple guys out there that can break down defenses and kick it out. Correct. There's going to be no real center in there because they have to guard Joker. Yeah. So Ben Simmons could literally have his way.
Yeah.
This is just once
he can actually create. He can create and he can dish out.
Exactly. So these are just the teams that I thought. I don't necessarily think he ends up there, but I think it's a good fit. I I don't think he ends up there. I think he probably ends up in Sacramento.
More than likely, I think, but
there's still an off chance.
Denver is also, a good team for him, a good fit for him. There's
still an off chance he ends up in Portland, but
I mean, who knows?
I keep the more I hear that now, the less I believe it.
Correct.
Because in order for that to happen, Dame has to force his way out of Portland, and Dame is consistent that he is happy. So
correct.
It is what it is. Go get you some Jason merch. Go do it.
It's right down there.
Go get you some merch.
New Jason merch now available.
Boom.
New Jason merch now available, Pafo. Go get that. Share, comment.
Subscribe if you're on YouTube and all that. We need subscribers. Go subscribe. Tell your man's in on the subscribe.
Exactly. Hit that subscribe button and comment if you want on our page.
Yes.
And activate the notifications if you'd like as well, so when we're gonna be live, basically.
Bang.
Yeah.
All of that. This week in the NFL. Okay, so the Raiders beat the Steelers.
Which means not for long to some people.
The Raiders beat the Steelers. I'm just going to go over a couple games that I thought was dope. The Titans came back and beat the Seahawks.
That was an interesting game, yeah.
The Ravens beat the Chiefs in a great game.
That was a shootout last night.
The Cowboys beat the Chargers on the same leg that cost them week 1.
The boys, yep.
The Cardinals beat the Vikings. The Bears beat the Bengals. So what? The Bills absolutely raped the Dolphins.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I didn't.
Tua got injured.
I didn't get to the game yet.
Tua got injured.
He did. He had to get carted off. He had. They saying it's bruised ribs.
It's kind of delicate as a quarterback, to have bruised ribs because obviously, they can't hit you over here anymore. So where are they gonna hit you?
Your body.
Down here. As soon as you have bruised ribs as a quarterback, that rib is going to be exposed every time you throw the football. So that's not a good look, at this moment in time.
Throwing a ball, bro. Have you ever had bruised ribs?
I'm sure you can't even breathe properly.
It's hard to breathe. Exactly. It's hard to breathe.
All right.
It's hard to do. It's hard to be in the motion of throwing a ball without being in agonizing pain.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Getting hit. No.
You're right.
No, Carson Wentz got hurt again. So what? Who cares? He is a walking injury waiting to happen. Who cares?
Yeah, he's not dependable at all.
No, not at all. The Rams beat the Colts because of that. The Patriots spanked the Jets.
Yeah, they spanked us, definitely.
The Lions and the Packers played tonight.
My quarterback played terrible. I mean, the offensive line is just terrible. Like I said last week, if our offensive line doesn't improve in any way or gets coached up, we're just going to have a long season. And I envisioned it already, too. I was being optimistic when I said, 7-8 wins, but it may be less than that, brethren. And I'm just being completely honest with you because we're just a mess. And crazy enough, our defense is actually not playing too bad.
Yeah, now about to say that. The defense
but you could have a Super Bowl defense, for instance, and a non-playoff offense and still not make the playoffs because of that reason, because that defense is on the field too long. So obviously over time and during a game, they're going to get worn out because the offense is not doing anything to keep the defense or to keep their respective defense on the sidelines, and that's what happens.
And that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. All right. 2 things. Who you got tonight? Green Bay or the Lions?
If I'm a betting man, I have Green Bay. They're going to have a bounce-back game. Aaron Rodgers is going to play a lot better. I feel like he's going to throw over 250 yards for about 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
And it's going to end that speculation because the thing is, the NFL is such a week-to-week league in a sense that people have things to talk about, basically. So I think this week, Aaron Rodgers finally comes back and says, you know what? Let me just put everything aside. Let me settle down. Let me relax. Let me throw this game and just do my thing. Not throwing in a bad way, obviously.
I think Aaron Rodgers hates Green Bay. I
think so too, but
I saw a meme last week that had a picture of Aaron Rodgers sitting on the bench, and
that's Paul Crew.
No, it was just him.
Oh,
and it was it said when you turn in 2 weeks notice, but your 2 weeks takes 16 weeks.
Right.
Like he's already out of there. He's already out of there.
Mentally, he's
checked out.
Yeah.
Tonight will tell me if he's fully out of there. If he loses to Detroit,
to the lowly Detroit Lions,
if he loses to Detroit, not only loses but looks bad in the process, y'all might as well put Jordan Love in.
Just pack that shit in.
Just pack it up. But wait, you know what I haven't talked about yet, right?
Yeah. Every week, this is gonna be an every week thing, I guess. Oh, continue.
You know what I haven't talked about yet?
Yes. Talk to us. Talk to us about Jameis Winston. Go ahead.
Jameis Winless went 11 for 22 from the field.
Okay.
For 111 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in a 26-7 loss to the Panthers. The Panthers. To the Panthers.
Yeah. Carolina Panthers, right. Yeah. Division rival Panthers, definitely.
To the Panthers. You see what happens when you throw
a better defensive team too, as well. But continue.
You see what happens when you throw 111 yards in a real game? You don't get 5 touchdowns. That's not what happens. He threw 2 interceptions. Didn't get no touchdowns.
He had a bad outing.
He didn't start on their 30 every time.
He had a bad outing.
Is that what we're saying? We're gonna go with that? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, of course. Like, what else do you want me to say?
I thought no. That's what you're giving me.
What else do you want me to say? He had a bad outing,
and that's
okay. And next week he could come back and have a better outing, and I'm sure we're gonna speak about something else.
No. If he has a bad outing, I'll be right back here.
Okay.
If he has a bad outing, we'll be right back here.
Okay, that's not a problem.
The reason I say that, once you said he had a bad outing, I can't say shit. I thought you were gonna try to make.
Try to defend him? No.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were trying. I thought that's where we were going.
No.
I thought you was gonna try to hit me with the.
I mean, I could be ignorant, but I'm not that ignorant.
I thought you was gonna try to save him. I was like, oh man, he gonna try to save this nigga, bro.
No, there's no saving that. You can't save 111 yards, with 2 picks. You can't. There's no way you could save that, especially after the first week he had. I'm just hoping that next week we can talk about something on the lighter side, something on the more positive side, where he actually made up for that performance, that horrendous performance that he had yesterday.
If it makes you feel any better, Marcus Mariota went on the IR this week for 3 games minimum.
No, that does not make me feel better at all. I don't wish any injury on no man, so that doesn't make me feel better at all.
So yeah, man, that's funny to me, bro. But yeah, and also
and the Giants, the Giants lost, right, against the. Oh yeah, they lost on that offsides call.
They lost to the Washington football team,
yeah. Right? AKA formerly known as
the Deadskins.
There you go.
Yeah.
As a true Cowboy fan, definitely. Deadskins.
But yeah, man, it was a good week. It was a good week of football. I'm happy. You can still tell that some teams are working the cobwebs out.
Yeah, pretty much. I've always felt like, in theory, it usually takes about 6 to 7 weeks to find out the ID of every team in the NFL to see where they're headed. Usually it's always that midway point where I start to say, all right, you know what? These guys look like contenders and these guys here look like pretenders.
Yeah.
So, it takes a while. It takes a while.
Jameis Winston and the Saints played Belichick, Matt Jones, and the Patriots this week.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting matchup. Where is that? In Jacksonville, where they're playing currently, or in New England?
I think it'll be in New England.
Okay.
I think it'll be in New England.
Okay.
All right, so the rapper The Baby took to social media to call out New York City jeweler Raffaello and company for selling him a fake padded Philippe watch for $400,000.
Oof.
He has since gone on, Raffaello, and apologized and said yes, that the watch was fake.
Right.
But they bought it from a trusted person they've done dealing with in the past. And because
he was like a middleman, I guess, in the deal.
Right.
Okay.
But because they bought the watch from from this person in the past, they've done dealings with this person in the past, and everything has come back good money. He didn't do his due diligence of
that's BS.
Checking the watch.
That's BS.
Since that, he's refunded the baby's money, and he gifted him 4 chains, like 4 rings that he gave him for free, and on top of the public apology and his refund. 2 questions: are you buying it? And was the apology good enough?
No, I'm not buying it. I've been saying BS since you've been talking about it for a reason, but I'm not buying that. That's something that you have to make sure and check. We're talking about $400,000. It may not seem a lot in Europe, but here it's still $4,000, that he's spending on that watch. And it's a jeweler that you have, so you trust him. You have that direct business relationship with him to not be shafted that way, basically. So I'm Little Baby. I never do business ever again with this individual. And no, the apology is not good enough because you should have known. You should have made sure all this stuff was genuine. They have testers and all these kind of things, before you hand a watch to someone that's worth, $400,000 basically. And also, Sin, I don't know if you knew, but on Instagram, there's this page called Fake Watch Buster.
Yeah.
In which they expose a lot of people for having fake watches. And, obviously they congratulate the people who have, genuine watches. So, with all that being said, like, during this day and age, like, you guys can't get by with the fake jewelry anymore. It's just not working. Maybe before, in the 90s, a lot of people were able to get away with these things, but not with social media and the way things are so exposed these days. Because imagine, Little Baby might have taken a picture maybe with the watch, or he might have taken a picture of the watch before buying it. Someone looking at it, that knows about watches and they're experts and they know about screws, they know about designs of each watch and stuff like that. Sort of like car enthusiasts in a sense. There's jewelry enthusiasts as well who know watches, who are just a fan of watches. So someone looking at something like that, they're going to be like, yo, that shit is fugazi. I probably showed my age just now with that word, but
what the homie Ross said, those ain't Rolex diamonds. What you done to that?
What you done to that? Exactly. So overall, it's just not a good look. I wouldn't do business with Mr. Raffaello ever again if I was Little Baby. And I'll just, find myself another jeweler,
I definitely don't believe anything that their people are saying. There's no way you are telling me that you did not know. You did not know that this was fake. There's no way you're telling me you didn't know it was fake. There's no way you're telling me that you didn't check it. Look, I don't give a fuck how good of a business partner somebody is. If I'm the middleman for something, especially if I'm the middleman for something,
you got to make sure.
A $500,000 transaction you're not checking on?
Come on, bruh. Come on.
Tell that shit to another sucker, bro. Tell that to somebody else. Because it tells me one of two things. Either I'm going to believe that you were trying to get me. I'm going to believe you thought you had a quick lick. And I just proved you wrong. And you're caught and now you're trying to, save face. Or what might actually be even worse is that you were that fucking stupid in the first place.
Yeah.
That you really didn't check. And in that case, I'm definitely not coming back to you. Either way, I'm not coming back to you. But I would like to believe you were trying to get over and not that fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were really that dumb not to check a almost $500,000 watch to see if it was legit or not, I wonder how much other fake jewelry you've been gotten for. You've been overcharged for that you've given to these guys. And in the what's the word? In the industry they're in. Even I say us too, in the industry we're all in. It's all about authenticity. It is about being honest. It's about being real. These dudes walk around. There's a dude that walks around and literally tests these rappers' diamonds for his YouTube page.
Yeah.
Lil Baby is on top of the culture right now. How the fuck do you think he felt putting on a fake padded watch?
Crazy, bro.
How do you think he felt, God forbid, if he was out somewhere at an award show or if he was somewhere with other people of any sort of, any sort of importance, and they look at his watch and go, what's that? What do you mean, what's this? That's not real.
Right.
Nigga, do you know what that could do for you socially? For somebody of his stature? Come on, bro. Get it together. I don't care about the apology. I don't care about the rings you sent over. Do better.
Definitely. I agree.
Do better. That's it. We're gonna go over the do's and don'ts of nature right now.
Do's and don'ts.
Yeah,
definitely.
Hell yeah.
Definitely, Addy.
Hell yeah. So the do's and don'ts of nature. Now, this time around, my trip with nature was rather tame. Okay. There was chipmunks, maybe some deer, saw a couple flying birds of prey. Not a whole lot of danger. Okay.
Right.
But it did make me think.
So it wasn't that wild where you were?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. But it did make me think. We should go over some of the do's and don'ts of nature.
Of course. Let's do it.
Okay. Don't feed the animals.
No.
Don't feed the animals because
don't follow those movies. Don't follow social media. Don't follow anything.
No, yeah, don't stop. Okay, stop looking at social media to be anything other than entertainment. I know that there's a dude on there that he be feeding raccoons and Carlita, he be feeding them Doritos, the deer, and all that shit. It's cool to watch when somebody else does it. Don't feed these animals. These animals are big. A deer will fuck you up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been around. We're not even talking about an actual buck with antlers. We're talking about a regular ass deer. Bambi will kick the shit out you.
Yeah.
Okay? Stay away from Bambi, all of the offsprings. Stay away from the raccoons because they don't want to kick it with you. They will bite the fuck out you and steal your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from them. Okay?
And give you a whole ass case of rabies on top
Beavers.
of that.
Beavers. Man was fucking with a beaver. We just talked about this while it's out there. Man was fucking with a beaver. Guess what the beaver did? Beaver bit him in his thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Beaver bit him in his thigh, hit an artery, killed him. Now you dead because you want to fuck with a beaver. Just leave nature alone. Stop trying to touch it. Stop trying to feed it shit. Stop trying to cuddle it. Okay? Although
it's like a comedian once said, actually, I'm sorry, before you get into that thought. It's like a comedian once said, there's no such thing as shark attacks because once you're in the water, you're actually trespassing into their territory.
Yeah.
So you're going to go over there and get cute. Well, you're going to get bit. And they may bite your limb off if you go to the sea. Or if you're in the woods, you may get bit by a beaver, excuse me, on your nutsack. And then what?
On your nutsack. You don't want that problem. You don't want those kind of problems.
No.
Next off.
You don't want a catheter problem.
No, you don't want that. Next off, when you're in the woods, don't eat shit that you didn't buy from the store.
Bruh.
Don't eat trees. Stop trying to identify berries. from a guy that you just don't
leave
do
it alone.
Don't
leave
do
it alone.
Don't touch shit that if there's a trail, stay on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on the trail. Don't
go
off.
Right.
Don't. Men are always trying to fuck with beavers. More than one way.
I don't really mess with animals that I'm not familiar with.
But yeah, stay on the path.
And I deal with enough animals with these humans that are next to me around here.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Stay on the path. Don't go fucking with berries. Don't dig up no mushrooms thinking you're gonna get high. Don't do nothing. Just stay where the other humans who have survived the trip before you have gone.
This just all sounds like a trip of common sense.
Yes, this is what because common sense ain't all that common. Okay, so I'm giving you the do's and don'ts. Do take pictures. Don't take pictures of you doing shit like standing off a cliff on one foot. Do take pictures of sunset.
Or doing it with an animal, doing it next to an animal.
Which takes us back to the first thing we said, stay away from the animals.
Exactly. Just stay away.
Stay away. It is not Winnie the Pooh. You are not Leonardo DiCaprio. This is not The Revenant. This is not Papa's Penguins. Whatever's happening, just stay away from the animals. Okay?
Yeah. You're not a whisperer. None of that.
No. Don't try to take anything home.
Oh my gosh.
Don't try to take anything home. So many times I have seen people go into the wilderness, try to take something from the wilderness back to their home.
My goodness.
If you found it in the fucking woods,
leave it there.
It's not dead, like a rock or something, leave it there. Don't try to take an animal that is hurt home. Don't try to take this plant that looks really cool home to grow it. Don't just
leave it there. Just leave it there for a reason.
Fuck there. Stop touching shit. Why you gotta touch shit? When you go to nature, treat nature like you used to treat the grocery store when you was with your mama. Exactly. When your mama used to take you grocery shopping and she tell you, don't look at shit, don't touch shit.
Touch nothing.
Nothing. Just go to fucking nature, do what you were supposed to do in nature.
And come right back.
Cabin, we was barbecuing, we was making s'mores. It was a whole lot of drinking. I did a lot of marijuana smoking. And it was things of this nature happening. We didn't do no fishing. I didn't do no fishing because of Ida and the floods and everything. I didn't trust in the water.
Yeah.
I didn't do no fishing this time around. Okay?
Right.
But there was a lot of relaxation.
Right.
In or immediately surrounding my cabin.
Right.
I didn't go 10 miles off into the woods to try to explore.
Nope.
Let me ask you a question. Do I look like the fucking exploring type to you? Huh? Do I look like I fucking explore? No, I don't explore. Okay? So, and the last thing I had on the do's and do nots of nature, respect everything.
I'll explore other things in terms of nature, but,
yeah.
It has more so to do with the woman, but continue.
Oh, God have mercy. Respect everything. Nature is dangerous, but it is very beautiful. Nature is a beautiful, beautiful place. It will give you what you give it. If you get out there and you give it the respect, you give it the courtesy and everything that it deserves, I promise you, you'll have a wonderful, memorable, life-changing, relaxing time. If you go out there with anything other than just good vibes and wanting to be good out there, you're going to find problems. So please keep in mind, this shit was there way before we were, and it's going to be there way after we're gone. And there's a reason for it. Respect nature. Okay? Respect the wilderness.
Yep, respect it. And in the same breath, respect the sea.
There you go.
Respect the ocean.
There you go. Respect everything, land, water, sea,
everything around you.
Respect nature, respect this planet. All right? Jordan Lucas is on a rampage against everybody. He is on a rampage against everybody right now. I wanted to touch on it right now because I wanted to be known that we see it. It hasn't fully played out yet, so I don't want to go too far into it. But he started out going at Karen Civil.
Right, correct.
Now, keep in mind, Cam told people about Karen Civil
A long time
ago.
Yeah.
And of course, they all, Cam hates black women. He hates to see a black woman prosper.
Such a corny ass narrative.
And then
now they have to apologize to Cameron, basically.
They won't. They never will.
Of course they won't.
They don't. The apology is never as loud as the disrespect.
Obviously not.
So
the energy is never the same.
Exactly. So now Jesse Wu has come out and made allegations against Karen Civil.
Mm-hmm.
And someone else came out and made claims against Karen Civil. And now Joyner not only comes out and makes claims, he's showing text messages and contracts and so on and so forth about Karen Civil, claiming that she got him for $60,000.
Right.
Back when I'm Not Racist or whatever was on the horizon, whatever the case would be. Right. But back when the beginning of his career, when he was looking to blow, that apparently she took his money and dipped off. She's saying things didn't go that way. You know, we'll wait to see how that plays out. But obviously, there are more and more people coming out about Karen Civil and what's going on. I say when there's smoke, there's fire.
Oh, yeah. 9 times out of 10, definitely.
So I leave that there. I don't know what's going on. And then he turned around and went at Steve Stout and United Master for getting $50 million. It's supposed to be $100 million for creatives because Joyner is an independent artist.
Right.
And was supposed to be for creatives and helping independent artists build and grow. And then he took $50 million of that and sent it to independent artists like myself and Joyner and other people about trademark infringement and so on, and cease and desist because the terminology for like record label or something was being used to speak about United Masters, and pretty much he took that money and used it to intimidate independent artists.
Wow.
And so on and so forth. And
Joyner intimidate?
Joyner has been on a rampage and I am enjoying it.
Oh, of course. It's entertaining.
I love the fact that I love when the rabbit gets the gun. They say it ain't never no fun when a rabbit get the gun. Oh, God damn it, it's fun for me.
Right.
It's fun for me when a rabbit get the gun.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say I didn't want to
get too deep into it
yet is because you want to see how both sides respond to things.
Of course.
And because they really haven't responded too much. Karen Civil came out and made a statement last night. Steve Stout hasn't really come back and said anything yet. And I don't ever want to tell a story that's not complete.
Of course not.
But I did want to make it clear of what was going on while it was going on so I don't have to catch you up to it. And maybe now that we spoke about it, you'll go pay attention to it also.
Correct.
And see it play out in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the interesting part. Watching it play out in real time.
Correct.
That's the fun part.
Definitely.
So, Jay, have a safe trip, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I love you too.
I hope you have fun.
Definitely.
Before you leave, I need you to tell these people, go get some Jason merch.
Definitely. I know, like right before I get on the plane, listen, you gotta go get this Jason merch.
Go get the merch, man.
Yeah.
I already got plans in the works for you said you're gone for 15 days?
Yeah, 15 days. So I'm gone through September 23rd and October 6th.
Okay. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I know you'll be fine. I know you'll have fun. Bring me back some Hennessy White.
Some white Hennessy? You got it.
Yeah, baby. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening.
Thank you, everybody.
Don't forget.
Show support, please.
Tune in tonight.
Spotify.
Everywhere. Everywhere. Go ahead. You do yours. Go ahead.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube. Subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the notifications. Leave a comment on the box, basically.
On the box.
Not that, not that other box, but
on the box.
On the box.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube. Leave us comments. We want some engagement. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We don't have a Snapchat. We don't deal with that kind of stuff. We don't have no TikTok either. No TikTok. No TikTok.
No.
But yeah, we're on all those platforms basically. So get that merch and support us.
And tonight, the Jason Podcast OT. Only on Convos app. Only on Convos Teeth. I'm coming at your neck about your boy Jameis tonight. Be prepared. For the rest of y'all, we love y'all. See y'all later.
Yeah, we love y'all too. You have a wonderful week, brother. Love you too.
You too. Wow.
All right.